Well, hello there, Sagittarius. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, Happy New Year! And today we are going to be celebrating the New Year by doing your 2024 General Tarot reading. So, we'll take a look first at the overall energy for the year ahead, and then we're going to pull a tarot for guidance about the 4 quarters in 2024. So, we'll take a look at each of the 4 quarters separately. And see what the energies are, any obstacles that might be on your path, and then, of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see what your overall theme for the year is. Value courage, take action with passion, gotta love that, and Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. Okay, so this is really interesting. The energy that I have here is really very much your energy, Sag, about just having fun. It's kind of like just whatever the year brings, embracing it with like enthusiasm and knowing that even if you have some detours that come up on your path, right? They're divinely guided. In other words, you don't have to worry about being unfocused on the big picture of what it is that you want in life, because these are only detours, and a detour is an opportunity to learn more insight, to gain more insight or wisdom about yourself or the world or your part in it. And so I feel as if it may be a little bit courageous when these opportunities, situations, relationships suddenly appear on your path, and then you might be like, yes, but I want to stay focused on where I want to go. Well, there's some of that. It's a fine balance, right? Between staying super focused on where you want to go, but also understanding that these detours are actually going to help you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Here's the key, and this is very much your fire sign, right? Having passion for whatever you do. So if a detour comes onto your path, recognizing that you'll know if it's really meant for you, if you feel passionate, if you feel intuitively drawn to go towards it, right? If it comes onto your path and you're like, it doesn't, there's no passion there, then you allow yourself to walk away from it. So as I'm putting these cards out for each of the 4 quarters, let's talk about what this year does represent. 2024 consolidates, breaks down to 2 plus 2 plus 4, and that equals 8. So it's an 8 year. And in Tarot, the number 8 is the Strength card. And here you have that strength, that courage, that perseverance, the resilience to finish something that you are wanting to complete, whether it's a project, a career, a home, something about your home, a relationship, whatever it is. You have the courage, the perseverance, and the resilience to finish it. Now, some people are kind of like, no, 2023 was pretty difficult. Most people are kind of like, yeah, 2023 was challenging energy. It was the energy of the 7 card, which is the Chariot. And the Chariot just seemed to be almost like out of control, going forward so super fast. In fact, it's really hard to even think about the fact that we are at the end of 2023, right? The year just seemed to fly by. But part of that was because there could have been a lot of distractions. There could have been like just a lot going on in your life. And the 8 year is a much slower energy, okay? And it's not necessarily about having to have strength and courage to overcome obstacles. It's about finding that inner strength within you to know that you're on the right path, that you're going in the right direction, and that you're not going to, in last year, you may have had a lot of distractions that came on your path. And one of your goals this year might be like, no, I'm not going for any distractions. I'm just staying on my path and going forward, and that is it. But this is an indication that this year you'll have that inner strength, that inner knowing that when a distraction, a detour comes onto your path, that it will be meant for you if you feel passionately drawn to it in some way, or your intuition is leading you there. I think last year, 2023, a lot of us couldn't even keep track with our intuition because things were happening so fast. We may have been feeling like we were making decisions from our gut or from our intuition, but it was almost as if things were coming and going so quickly. We were just grasping on things, almost trying to tread water, just trying to keep our heads above the water, right? This is an energy where you're going to have more time to really slow down, to listen to your intuition, to ask yourself, is this detour, right? Is that something that I would like to experience, because it could provide you with more insight or wisdom as you move forward, and staying still focused on the big picture of what it is that you want in life. All right, so let's go to the tarot. Let's see what we have here for the first quarter. So this would be January, February, March. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you may be kind of starting the year a little bit doubtful. We have Pluto still in Capricorn until January 21st. It's been there since 2008. And the last couple of months, if you have felt very kind of like disconnected with what it is that you want in life, or just feeling doubtful that it's going to happen for you, this is that Capricorn energy that is kind of like bringing up some of those emotions, okay, that you have been dealing with since 2008, that may have something to do about the rules or tangible things, how much money you make, having a career that is, based on going to an office 9 to 5, or whatever it is, any mindsets, any emotions, any feelings, any conditioned beliefs around money, or your value, or what money represents, or what your job may represent, or the type of material things that you own, how that is a reflection of you, right? And it's all external. It's how other people value you based on what you own or what you do, right? This is Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is no rules. It's kind of like this very expansive energy. For you, Sagittarius, this is going to be a blessing, right? Because you love this sense of adventure, of going after what it is that you want. But I feel as if what has happened in 2023, maybe for some of you, what has happened since 2008, you're doubting yourself. You're kind of like, your innate energy is, I want to have this courage to have adventure and go out there and embrace everything that I feel passionate about, right? You want to experience it all. But because of what you've been through, you're kind of doubting yourself, doubting whether you have the strength and courage to go after what you really want. Or is it time for you just to settle down and have a 9 to 5 job? That's that Capricorn energy. It's kind of almost like testing us at this time. It's kind of like asking us, what are we truly passionate about? And then allowing ourselves to explore, to go on detours, to know that, we don't have to follow the Capricorn rules of this is the path and you have to stay on it. The detours is very much that more Aquarian energy of, what else would I like to experience? And going on a side trip that maybe you've always wanted to go on, or going and getting a different degree just because you're interested in the topic, right? Not feeling like you have to tie it to your career or what it is that you're creating in the world. So here's the thing. Here's the breath of fresh air. I think after January 21st, when Pluto moves from a Capricorn into Aquarius, you're going to have this breath of fresh air. Look at this. Almost like a sense of peace and tranquility returns to you, okay? Because you know that you're on a new path. It's kind of like back into, they're saying back in the saddle again, right? It's kind of like since 2008, you may feel like you have fallen off the horse several of times, right? You could have had tower moments. You could have had relationships that ended very dramatically or very disappointing. You could have had difficulties in your career and money sector. It's kind of like everything has been an obstacle because Capricorn has been wanting to keep you in the rules, right? And Sagittarius, you're just a freer energy. So this new Aquarius energy is almost like bringing you back home, okay, to your own type of energy. This energy of, wow, I can just enjoy life. I can go out there and explore what it is that I want to explore. I can go on the adventures that my heart has been wanting me to go on. And yet at the same time, having that difficult downward energy of Capricorn. Yeah, this is literally changing your world. You have the Wheel of Fortune coming in with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I love this. It's almost like you get back into the saddle again. You have your passion, your vigor, your energy to go after what it is that you want after maybe a long time of feeling. Look at this. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Justice, and then the Ten of Wands, right? This has been a burden for you. It's almost kind of like, you know, if you think about it, the Justice card represents like rules and regulations, the law, right? And it's kind of like the Queen of Pentacles is the responsible, reliable person, you know, taking care of home and hearth. And it's a lovely energy, okay? But it's not necessarily where you feel like you're in your true element, right? This is, you know, this is the energy of, you know, when you were a child, you may have had a teacher that was very strict and you had to sit in very quietly in class and you had to sit in your desk and, you know, there wasn't a lot of commotion going on in the room. It was just very, very quiet and, you know, very disciplined. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying cruel, okay? I hope not, but just very strict and strong guidelines, right? You knew what was right and what was wrong. There was no gray area of that. Now, this is kind of like you get a new teacher and your teacher is more of a Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, right? There's not quite as many rules and you definitely go on detours. You hop on that school bus and you go visit a volcano or go to the bottom of the ocean. I love that series, right? It's kind of like you're dropping the burden of having these rules, these regulations that have been societal rules, okay? That this is the way things are and this is the way you should act in the world. This is the kind of career you should have. So this is like a breath of fresh air to you. You're kind of like loving life again. It's kind of like, I feel like some of you may not even know like what is going on. All of a sudden, I feel lighter. I feel more vibrant. I feel more energetic and passionate about life. Beautiful energy, Sag. Gorgeous energy. Okay, so let's take a look at what the second quarter is. So that would be April, May, and June. Look at this beautiful energy. You have the Six of Cups. So this is kind of like nostalgia, right? This can be actually somebody returning from the past or just kind of like thinking back about fond memories that you've had in the past. But I have the energy here where it is you are imagining new achievements for yourself, right? You're almost getting into this sense of what was it that I wanted as a child that I have not been able to experience, and especially the difficulty of this energy, right? From 2008. I feel like you're kind of going back to your inner child. You're asking yourself once again, what was it that I really wanted to do as a child? Oh, I wanted to paint, but you know, I was told as a child I wouldn't make money at that. So I had to go to business school, right? And get into the corporate world. And I've just been like putting up with it in this cage for so long, right? And now all of a sudden the energies in the world, the collective are changing and you're revisiting what it was that you really and truly wanted as a child and having the courage, the passion, the inspiration, the motivation to go after, to revisit what it is that you wanted to do at one time that you haven't been able to do. Now, some of you, it could be your career, right? For some of you, it could be a relationship that you really miss from the past that was sweet, not toxic, right? That, and it could be just friendships or family members that you want to reconnect with. For others of you, it could be passions or hobbies that you enjoyed as a child, but have kind of left your life for one reason or another. It's kind of like, no, I want to revisit those. I want to enjoy those, as well as what new things can I bring into my life. This is really a beautiful, expansive energy where it's kind of like, I think, not everyone is going to like this Pluto moving into Aquarius energy, right? If you think about it, the earth signs may not like it as much. They like to have rules and regulations. This is a little bit of, wow, school is out. And so where am I going? What am I going to do? I want to go everywhere. I want to do everything. This is that type of energy. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, look at this. I think you have an offer of healing coming in. I really love this. Ace of Pentacles, okay, a new beginning, and you have that. There's this sense of a new beginning of healing either past situations, okay, and these are not toxic situations. These are maybe people or places that you have sweet memories for that you would like to reconnect to, okay? It's really a beautiful energy, bringing more balance. See, I think that the Capricorn energy really got you out of your own natural balance, right? And now you have more of a balance. It doesn't mean that you're going to quit your job, right? Just to go travel the world. Some of you might, right? But you're finding more of a balance of, it's not all about work. It's not all about creating your pentacles. It's not all about saving money, right? It's about finding that balance with this Aquarius energy, kind of balancing out some of that Capricorn energy of, it's all about what you do, how much money you make, and how hard you work. And this is more of allowing yourself to play, to go back, to retreat to some of this inner child awe, that childlike awe that we had as a child. This is truly healing for you. I feel like by June, July, you are really feeling so much lighter. It's kind of like, oh, they're saying these balloons, right? That they're lifting, right? They're so much lighter. I think the first 6 months of the year, you're just going to constantly feel this lifting of your energy. I mean, I'm like literally coming up out of my chair, right? It's kind of like this lifting of your energy, feeling so much lighter because of just the change in the Pluto transit. Okay, so let's go to July and Sagittarius. I did want to mention that I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I even have a personalized 2024 reading. So in that one, I go through each of the 12 months just for you. So if you're interested, I'd be so honored to do a reading for you. And the link is in the description box below. All right, now let's get back and see what the third quarter brings. So this is July, August, and September. Look at this energy. I just feel like you are just feeling so blessed. You have the blessed card, you have the angels of the four directions, and then you have the star card. You have the star card twice. This is the Aquarian energy, right? This is Aquarius. So this is that energy of just feeling lighter, of expanding your horizons, of having passion to go towards what it is that you truly desire. Whether that is in love or that's in your career, that is traveling. Some of you might be wanting to move. You have the money, the financial stability to do what it is that you want. It's almost like you are living in a fairy tale. That is, this is like the knight on, the shining knight on the armor, the what is that? The armored knight on the horse, right? It's almost as if you feel that way right here. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at all this major arcana underneath. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like in this third quarter, what you're having is you have the Five of Swords. Okay, and I've been getting this for some of the readings. I think in the third quarter, there's this energy where things are going so well. You're feeling like invigorated about life. And there's this moment, okay, where with the Five of Swords, you suddenly have this feeling, because we've been dealing with this Capricorn energy since 2008. So you're going to have this moment where all of a sudden you have kind of like regrets. Okay, that you didn't go and do some of the things that you are now getting ready to do or participating in now. Like, why did I wait so long? Why didn't I do this earlier? I wasted the last 15 years of my life, right? Putting all this time and energy into my career where I could have been out there traveling and finding a job that I can work remotely so I can travel the world, or whatever it is that you're doing. But here's the thing, right? I feel like we're all kind of going to go through this. It's a little bit of that energy of having regrets, but it's really because we've all been going through it. This is also the timing of when Pluto is going to retrograde a little bit back into Capricorn before it completely goes direct and stays there for 20 years in Aquarius, okay? And I think that that's why it's happening in the third quarter. I think suddenly we're going to have this douse of regret or even remorse that we're having so much fun, right? And it's kind of like Capricorn comes back in and says, wait a minute, are you eating your vegetables? Are you doing your homework before you go play, right? It's a little bit of that. But intuitively, you know that you're on the right path, even though you can't see exactly where it's going, okay? So I think that the message is coming out just to kind of keep us a little bit attuned to when you start feeling those feelings of regret, of wasting the last 15 years, or perhaps you've gone out and you've just spent a lot of money on a trip that you've always wanted to go on, but you never felt like you could do, right? And now all of a sudden you're having these like buyer's remorse or something like that. It's fine. It's fine. You are on the right path. It is just the energies changing. And look at, you have the Hierophant. This is the old rules, the traditional things. We're moving into a new world, right? Where we can manifest, right? And we don't have to worry about the tower falling down, right? We can even manifest what it is that we want. For some of us, we may want to manifest the things that have been holding us back for a long time. So when these feelings of regret come in, right, it's almost kind of like, you know what, I see clearly now what has been holding me back, and it's time to allow ourselves to release that forever. I think this is going to be kind of interesting to see. So this is July, August, and September. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. It could be a time where there are people that are wanting to leave a career, getting a taste of freedom, and then saying, I'm not going back to that, right? You could be taking like a month vacation in the first half of the year, and then it's time to go back to the office, and you're like, I can't do it. I have to go in a different direction, right? You could get a taste of of freedom in a relationship for some reason or another. Maybe, you're traveling without your significant other. And then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I can't go back to that. It's this energy where I feel like in the third quarter, we're going to have that taste of freedom. And then for some reason have to kind of like face reality again and say, no, that is not the reality I want. And then there are these changes that we're making. I don't think these changes happen to us. I think these are the changes that we create in our own life, because we realize I have to tear down what I have so I can rebuild in this new passionate energy. Okay, so let's take a look at the fourth quarter. Yeah, you're definitely taking a look at what is not working, what is ho-hum, what has been keeping me down for the last 15 years, and taking action on those things that are going to bring you an increase in abundance, in joy, in happiness, in love, in fulfillment, in money, right? It's kind of like, I want all of it, because you could have been facing, a lot of worrying mostly about money or your career, your financial stability for the last 15 years. that could have been kind of like your top priority. Now it's kind of like our priority is this energy of expansion. What can I experience? What can I learn? What adventures can I go on that I haven't been able to go on because I've been so focused on my career? Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah, I think for some of you, you may actually be sneaking away in the middle of the night, away from things that have brought you this sense of feeling out in the cold, feeling rejected, but you've been putting up with it, whether that's a relationship or a job or something. And when I say, sneaking away in the middle of the night, it could be that behind the scenes, you don't tell your boss that you are starting your own business, right? And you're starting a side business or something so that you can leave your primary job, right? So, you don't tell your boss that you're doing that because you're kind of like keeping it under wraps because of financial stability for yourself, right? But the whole thing is that your boss all along hasn't recognized, what a great job you're doing, or is always wanting more, you're always feeling like you're not getting enough or giving enough or that you are enough. Could be the same thing in a relationship, right? For some of you, you could be making plans on how you can leave a relationship instead of just walking in and saying, I'm out. It's kind of like, okay, what do I have to have in place before I can leave? So I think you're kind of doing it under wraps, and sometimes that is a good way to do it in order to protect yourself. You're not doing it to hurt somebody else. You're really doing it to protect yourself. And I think you're only doing that if you're dealing with somebody that has really kind of like not seen your light, right? Not loved you for who you are or appreciated you. That is those cases, because you're getting ready to celebrate life. I love this, finding more balance, having relationships that are giving, not just taking, right? I love that. Loving yourself. Using your intuition to guide you. That's the other thing, is that the Capricorn energy is very logical, right? It has to make sense on paper. This new Aquarian energy is more about what does your heart desire and going in that direction, knowing that you will find the success in all areas of your life, as long as you're having the courage to be passionate about what it is that you want. I think for a lot of you, the key here is that you have been weighted down by that Capricorn energy for so long. That's why you're feeling at the beginning of the year like you can't have what you want. Tides are turning. You are going to get whatever it is that you want. This is a beautiful year for you. It really and truly is. I'm so excited for you, Sag. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice and see what we have here. Yes, what if it isn't true? That is the energy of this, right? Well, I can't do that because, and whatever rule you have been conditioned to believe, right? Or whatever belief or mindset or whatever it is, what if it isn't true? That is what this year is all about for you. You're finding out that some of those rules or mindsets, thoughts, behaviors that you thought were true, that you were conditioned to believe are true, suddenly you're realizing, that isn't true. That isn't true. What do I know for myself? You have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. What do I know intuitively is right for me? What rules work for me? It's not about creating rules that hurt other people, right? But it is about creating those rules that help us to go after, have the courage to go after what it is that we want. All right, so let's see. This says, the thing you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it isn't true? It's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else is possible for you? All right, Sag, I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate you being here. I wish you so much love and light in this new year. I wish you a very happy and healthy new year. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.